Good morning, everybody. I'm quite sure that was a bit too loud for all of us. Anyway, it's a very warm and a loud morning to all of us. So let's start off with this. And welcome to the webinar of HIMT, the third one in succession. As we always do, we invoke the blessings of God before we start something auspicious. So let us have an invocation. Pray to God Almighty to shower us with the best of things, especially in these difficult times. Over to you, Lifin. Could you please play the invocation?
Oma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Good morning once again. Ladies and gentlemen, the boys and the girls, my colleagues, and also the aspirants to join a merchant navy. It's my proud privilege, pleasure to welcome you all to this webinar of HIMT. The whole purpose of this webinar, as you might have seen the last two editions, to give an overview of what merchant navy is all about, what you can expect. And in this particular edition today, we hope to have a bit of a panel discussion with some of the cadets who are pursuing different courses over here in our college, along with some of my colleagues as well. As you might be aware, we have quite a few courses running in this college, which is basically BSc Nautical Science and BTech Marine Engineering, which are under the aegis of Indian Maritime University. Incidentally, Indian Maritime University has announced yesterday evening that there will not be any common entrance test. They will just go only by your 12th marks. And the last date for cutoff in terms of putting your name up for a career in merchant navy with IMU, the website is 21st August 2020. I repeat again, before 21st August 2020, please go and enroll yourself in the website of IMU, which is one of the mandatory things for you to join any college, especially ours. Apart from these two courses, we also conduct graduate mechanical engineering, an electrotechnical officer's course, the GP ratings, as well as the orientation course for a catering person. Now the GME and the ETO, as well as all other courses, the syllabus is governed by the DGS directive, though the degrees for BSc and the BTech are awarded by Indian Maritime University. We do have certain standards in terms of eyesight, color blindness, which is absolutely a non-starter, and also certain medical standards. Maybe not as rigid as armed forces, but definitely we want you to be healthy because you're going to be sailing out at sea, where the question of or the availability of medical assistance is rather scarce. There are a few ground rules which I must lay down. Number one, I'm quite sure some of you will have questions, and I hope all of you have got questions. Some of you who have already enrolled in our website, good to see all of you in this webinar. Some of you have already seen me. Please put your questions in the chat box addressed to questions, which will automatically come to us through one of our colleagues. During the proceedings, we normally try to keep your mics muted. In case you want to raise a question at any given point of time, it's fine, but preferably after the panel discussion. Raise your hand. We will definitely unmute you. You can ask your question. We would try as much as possible to answer your question to your satisfaction. And in case we are found wanting, we will get back to you with the right answer. Now, as you all know, education does cost a certain amount of money. So obviously, we also charge a certain amount of money as fees for different courses, which we can answer at any given point of time or at a later time. But the idea of bringing it up is we are opening up a particular window that is starting from today, which was opened actually since last Saturday, till Monday, the 1800 hours, the 3rd of August. We will offer you a discount on the course fees, depending upon the course you are joining. You make the booking before 1800 hours on Monday. We are ready to offer you a 15,000 rupees discount on the course fees for the BSc and the BTech. And about 10,000 rupees is for the GME course. The GP and ETO would entitle you rupees 5,000 rupees, and the orientation course for the catering personnel at 2,500 rupees. This is on a booking amount of 50,000 rupees. We will adjust it in the course fees. In case the remotest of chances, which most of you, I'm quite sure once you join, you wouldn't like to leave after you listen to the webinar or listen to the voice. But if there is remotest of chances, there might be a slight reduction for administrative purposes. We would request you to keep your questions coming in, addressed to the questions. As we go along, we will definitely address that and we will take it up from there. Now it's my pleasure and privilege to introduce my colleagues. I have our Vice Principal, Captain Anand Subramaniam. I have Mr. Ganapati Rao.
Hello.
I do have Captain Subash Nambia, Captain Anto, and Mr. Rakesh Kohli. Joining our boys, our present students, we have Anshuman Sharma from the BTech, and Srijit and Tarun from the BSc Nautical Science. We have Aaron Fernandez and Hemachandran from the GME. We have Shivam Roy and Sai Saran from the ETO. And we have Kunal and Lokesh from the GP rating course. So we are going to have them, and hopefully they would be able to answer all the questions which you might otherwise have even after you listen to them. If you do have questions, please feel free. So without much ado, we will just go into it. Let me start off with Mr. Kunal. Can we have Kunal on the screen, please? Maybe you have to take me out. Yes, Kunal. Which part of India are you from?
Hello, sir. Good morning to all of you. Basically, I'm from Maharashtra, particularly from Mumbai.
Being a Mumbaiker, having come all the way to the east coast of India, where the climate is not as good as Bombay, especially during the monsoon. This is the best time to be in Bombay, which you're enjoying.
Yes, sir.
What brings you to this course as a GP rating? What has made up your mind? What factors?
Actually, I'm pursuing GP rating course. As GP rating need only qualification up to 10. So after 10, this is the career. This is the career which can provide you which can be a lucrative career. And also by the means of this career, you can go whole around the world. And this is the best career as you can choose after the 10th.
Okay. Do you miss your home, Kunal?
No, sir, not at all. Because HIMT is my next family, is my second family. So being in HIMT, I don't miss my family much.
All right. Okay. Going up to Mr. Anshuman Sharma. Where are you from, Anshuman? Please unmute yourself.
Unmute one.
Okay. Maybe he's having a little bit of a problem. What is that?
Sir, I'm back.
Yes.
Yeah, fine. Perfect. Perfect, Anshuman.
Yes.
I understand that you are from the city of joy, Anshuman.
Yes, sir.
Don't you miss the trams?
Sorry, sir. Come again, sir, please.
Don't you miss the trams what you have in Calcutta?
No, sir, not at all. So
Okay.
the environment in Chennai is much better, I believe.
All right. Okay. Now, having been in HIMT, now you are almost in the finishing stages of your career. Actually speaking, you have completed 4 years on paper, even though the last 3 months you have been home, which you completed the 4th anniversary, day back, yesterday?
Yes, sir.
What has been the journey in the HIMT? What does it that, what sort of an impression has this 4 years left in your life?
So firstly, I would like to say that I have learned 3 things in HIMT. Morally, I have learned honesty and responsibility, sir. Academically, I have learned about machines, and practically, I have learned about safety and maintenance of machine. But I have learned one of the most important things is that in merchant navy, fortune is not everything. This the sense of responsibility what you get is more important here.
Okay. Have you been comfortable in having been away from home? I mean, okay, you have been home every semester for about, say, 15 days or 20 days. But being away from home, has it prepared you for a career which is definitely going to keep you away from home, near and dear, for months at a stretch?
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely, because when we are away from the and HIMT is like a family for me, sir. Now it's in the first 2 semesters I was a bit homesick, but now it's all right, sir.
Now, let me go on to Srijit. Could I have Srijit on the screen? Srijit, you are from God's own country. And it is God's own country, especially during the monsoon time. You have to unmute yourself, Srijit. Yeah, that's fine. Can you hear me?
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, morning. Now,
Good morning, sir.
what sort of a background are you coming from? I mean, where do you, what does your father do, and what sort of a family background you have, Srijit?
Well, sir, I'm coming from Kerala, particularly from Thrissur. So, as per talking about the profession, I'm the first one who's stepping into this profession. So, the initial stage, yes, I was having a little bit of nervousness until I joined HIMT. Thereafter, everything has been changed, like improvising every day by day. While when I first time talk about this profession to my parents, my father, he is a businessman over here. He's not at all having any kind of image or picture about the merchant navy. So initially I started to my father's, like, this is a profession, we have to stay away from home, even though after marriage, everything also. So initially they was also was a little bit of curious about that. Then later I tell them, so these are the possibilities within a single within the generation also we can be settled in an early age. So they has been satisfied with that. Now they are very happy because of this profession.
All right, good. Now, may I move on to Hemachandran from the graduate mechanical engineer? Hemachandran, which part of India are you from? Could you unmute yourself? Yes.
Hi, sir.
Hi, where are you
Hi.
from, Hemachandran?
I am from Karaikal, Pondicherry State, sir.
You're from Karaikal, Pondicherry State. Obviously, you are the son of the soil, so you like the food. But when you came over here, it is not that you're going to get a totally a Tamilian food. You have been getting different types of cuisine. Have you been able to manage and have you been able to adjust to the different types of food what you have been getting in HIMT?
Yes, sir. HIMT provides South Indian food as well as North Indian. Both foods they provide, sir. And we get varieties of food every day, sir.
Now, you have done your mechanical engineering and
Yes,
then you have joined this course.
Yes, sir.
How many months have you spent over here with us?
Nearly 7 months I spent there, sir. After that pandemic, only back to home, sir. I missed those days, sir.
Now, during these 7 months,
Yes, sir.
have you been able to grasp, because from the normal mechanical engineering, you are being transformed into a marine engineer.
Yes, sir.
Are you being able to grasp the difference between the normal mechanical as well as the marine engineering? Have you been able to do that?
I don't know about other colleges, sir. In my college, the engineering time, we don't have more knowledge on practical, sir. When I enter the HIMT, then only I gain more knowledge. Now I overhauling and troubleshoot all auxiliary machineries, pumps, valves, most of things, sir. I thanks to HIMT, sir.
Okay. Now, may I bring in now Captain Anto, who has been our course in charge in terms of a GP rating. Captain Anto, you have got 148 wards under your care, coming from different parts of India, from north to south, east and west. How do you find dealing with them? How do you make them a sailor from a 17, 18-year-old boys into being a man to fend for themselves? Is it a good challenge? Is it a challenge which can be surmounted? How do you go about it, Captain Anto?
Yes, sir. Very good morning to all. As we know that the seafarer's career is a very noble career. That means that accommodating the various cultures of the other seafarers or other people is a part of this noble career. And as we go around the world, I always tell the people we get a good opportunity to learn the various cultures. And since we are to sail with a multinational crew, it is a very important aspect that we should be able to accommodate various cultures. And then only we can have a very smooth running on board ships. It is a very important aspect. For that, I always advise the boys that we should have the feeling of that oneness, the feeling of the member of a seafarer's family. And all these things, I think they are cultivating when they live in the campus with the various cultures of the candidates. I think the candidates will flourish their life and who will be able to accommodate various cultures on board. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Captain Anto. May I now get Sai Saran on the screen? Sai Saran. Now you have to unmute yourself and then.
Good morning and good morning to all.
You are from the ETO course.
Yes, sir.
Now, when you joined the course in the month of March,
Yes, sir.
obviously we were not aware of Corona, which was hovering around us. So within a joining of 15 days, the whole scenario changed and you're back home. Now, are you disappointed that within 15 days you had to go back And what has happened to your studies? What has happened to your education? Can you throw some light on that?
Yes, sir. We have training modules. I mean, the online courses are still going on, and everything, the part of the syllabus is being taught through online. And also, we have a special app for our college, which is in Schoology. So we have all the PPTs, all the manuals, all the study materials available there. So whenever we want, we can check that one also. So we have online classes as well as we have the Schoology app, which is helping us to complete the syllabus, sir, for our knowledge also.
Would it be fair to say that what you came with an expectation of your enhancing your knowledge by joining HIMT, you are not totally disappointed even because of the interruption?
And not at all, sir. The way the subjects are teached is different, because we used to have a contact class and people are used to it. So now we have came to virtual learning sessions, but the knowledge we are getting from both of it are same, sir. I don't see any difference or any lacking because of the current situation.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Now, may I ask Mr. Rakesh Kohli, who is our course in charge in terms of your GME, to throw some light, coming from a background of basic engineer of a mechanical as well as electric and electronical for the ETO, how challenging it is for you, having sailed so many years out at sea and again ashore, to transform them into mariners looking at the same machinery with a different perspective of making it run till you reach the next port. How difficult it is or how easy it is. Can you throw some light on it, Mr. Rakesh?
Yeah, I have worked on the ship for about 10 years. And then subsequently, I was on a shore-based career, first looking after 2 ships management. And I've transformed into looking after a power plant with a lot of electrical facilities. So after learning marine engineering, you are really transformed into managing any kind of machinery, and you are able to enhance your capabilities. So this is a good field to be in, and a lot of opportunities on land also are available subsequent to it. You can join insurance, ship superintendent, or you can air conditioning in hotels, airports, various opportunities, lot of opportunities open up, and you are enabled to be a better person also. Of course, the emoluments and all are good, and you are able to survive very well.
Fine.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rakesh. May I now move on to another cadet of ours, Tarun. Tarun Dadwal? Yes.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Tarun. Now that you are enjoying the comfort of your zone in the northern part of India,
Right, sir.
now you have almost done what, about 18, 20 months in the HIMT. Was it your first time that you moved away from home to a hostel like your HIMT, where you have to stay with a lot of boys?
Yes, sir. Sir, I remember my first day when I came to HIMT. I was a little bit worried and terrified. But as soon as sir, the time flew away, sir, everybody, from my seniors to my colleagues to my faculties, my captains, chief engineers, everybody welcomed me with their arms wide open. So with the time, HIMT made a homely place in my heart. So it was good.
Okay. Now, coming from northern India, which part of northern India are you from, Tarun?
Sir, I'm currently staying in New Delhi, but my hometown, my roots are from Himachal Pradesh.
Okay. So totally cut off from the coastal part of India. I'm quite sure the ships do not come to Himachal Pradesh or New Delhi.
Right, sir.
Not as that, maybe in the future, yes. But having taken up a profession which is going to be a floating one, and having moved away from home where you are used to a roti and dal to totally into a chawal and dal or a chawal and sambar, so to say.
Right, sir.
How did you manage to adjust yourself to the different in cuisine?
Sir, talking about the cuisine, I think you have, and everybody had heard about the quote that unity in diversity. So I would like to address in that way that in the food of our college, there is a unity, taste of unity in that diversity of flavors.
Okay,
So,
fine.
yes, sir, right.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, sir.
And may I get Shivam? Shivam Rai?
Morning, sir.
Yeah, morning Shivam. Morning. Good that you have a sunny day in Varanasi for a change.
Yeah, it's not raining right now.
Very good.
It's working fine.
Good. I think you must have appealed to our PM who is actually hailing from your constituency. But
I wish I could.
okay. Having said that,
Yes.
I understand that you are one of those boys who has already been selected by Maersk
Right, sir.
in our campus interview, and you have hardly spent about 15 days in our campus before you had to move back to your hometown.
Just 15.
Do you really think that getting an opportunity to join a global carrier, which is actually number one in the world as far as container shipping is concerned, in terms of capacity as well as in terms of percentage of market, do you consider yourself totally lucky, or it is a fluke, or what do you attribute this to, Shiva?
See, actually, Merchant Navy was the career which I always wanted to get into. But I did BTech in electronics and communication, and I've been seeing my uncles who are my since I was 6-7 years old. They were in Merchant Navy, and I was so excited to join the Navy. So at the end of the BTech, I wanted to go, but I got placed in a Florida-based company. So I worked there for 2 years, but it was not satisfying me from inside. So I came to HIMT. I asked for some suggestions from my uncle that what should I do. So he said to join HIMT because there are a lot many colleges in Mumbai also who offers 100% placement, but they do not give 100% placement because meditating that why did I get admission there. So my uncle suggested to join HIMT. When I came to HIMT, from the very first day, all the faculties and all the colleagues were very much, they suggested me, like they told everything about the placement, like don't worry, they were keep posting all the topics which were being asked in the place and all. So we were preparing for that, and when I heard the news, there is Corona and lockdown will be there, we have to leave the college. I came back to my home, but still a little worry about the parent were there inside. Then I got some news from Captain Anand sir and the management that being Maersk coming up next week. So a little happiness came in inside me. For Maersk also, we had to go through many of the processes for getting selected. We got selected. 7 out of 14 cadets got selected in. So I feel very happy, and I don't regret anything about what I chosen there. What I did there.
Okay. Yeah, go on, Shiva.
Yeah, so that was my career because I was not sure. I knew that companies come in the HIMT, they do not ask for any money or any kind of stuff like that. So I was quite sure if the company will come. I was a little confident that I'll get selected in that. So I did my best, and management also did their best to get us selected in Maersk.
Fine. Thank you so much, Shivam. That's very nice of you to come up from the heart. And as we have always maintained, we try to do our best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And moving on further, may I now ask Mr. Ganapati Rao. Now, we talked about reaching the pinnacle of our careers after joining a ship, either as an engine or on the deck side. But after spending some time out at sea, the boys will obviously be reaching the pinnacle of their careers in the early 30s. The life has just started. Is it going to be sort of a thing that they continue to sail only as a chief engineer or a master for the rest of their lives? Or what are their opportunities ashore? Could you throw some light on that, Mr. Rao?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In the beginning, God has created the heavenly bodies and the earth. He said, let there be 70% of water on the earth and let there be ships. Shipping is a very fascinating career. I hail from a place called Kalingapatnam. It's a beach station in Srikakulam district in Andhra Pradesh. Beside the lake, beneath the tree, fluttering and dancing in the sea breeze. So sea has fascinated me. I got into shipping career. I have successfully finished as 6 years as chief engineer. Then I thought enough of shipping. I would like to look back at ashore. And again, you see there are sea of opportunities available in the shipping ashore. So we can join, for example, I have joined as an engine superintendent in a shipping owning company. We can join many companies, and I have risen to the level of a vice president, wherein success has become a daily habit for us. The kind of discipline we get in the ships, it makes a man out of us, and we are the most mature lot of the human mankind. And there are a lot of opportunities, like they can join classification societies. They can join your the mercantile marine department. They can join power industries. They can be there anywhere, wherever there is a prime mover, wherever there is a diesel engine. I think a marine engineer is there. So much so, a master mariner also has a lot of avenues into commerce and trade. And we have a sea of opportunities, and both are equally remunerative. There is nothing unlike any other profession. We don't have to hang our boots the moment we get out of the ships. So this is one of the career where we can make best of the both worlds. Thank you very much, sir. Wishing you all the best.
Thanks. Thank you so much, Mr. Rao.
Thank you, sir.
May I now ask our Vice Principal, Captain Anand Subramaniam, to throw a little light on the way we move forward with our placements, what has been our experience, and what's going to be in this. Everybody talks about pandemic, Corona, COVID-19, you name it. You come up with the different names. What is lying ahead of us, Captain Subra? Over to you.
Hey, good morning to one and all. Welcome to this webinar. Okay, the coronavirus, COVID-19, stuck us actually, we're all unaware for this, how to deal with it, including the shipping. There was a lot of hue and cry just before this coronavirus came about. In the month of March, we had a total lockdown all over the world, not only in India. With this lockdown also came a total shutdown of the traveling, the total shutdown of like the movement of people across the districts, across the places here and there. And the merchant navy, this profession has got a lot of traveling to do. So there was a bit of a lull during that particular time. That is like from this March till about, I would say, June, or like almost, we are in the month of August now, till about July. We had a little bit of a lull. And now the economy is opening up. Now the travels are like the travel restrictions are being like put down. And now is the time to really like the shippings, the crew change is happening. So what I would say is that yes, we had this the pandemic, Corona pandemic was there. Yes, there was a bit of a, I would say, a pause in the placement. But then now with this opening of the economy, with the opening of the travel restrictions and all, and now we have started getting a lot of offers for placements. We have the companies are approaching us. We're also approaching the companies. So yes, it is. Yeah, we were kind of like we had a pause in the placements because of Corona, and now. Yes, we look forward to the opening of the economy and going
Thanks, Captain Subra. Now, may I now bring in Mr. Lokesh, one of the other trainee under the GP rating. Lokesh, you are from Andhra
Yes, sir. Good
Pradesh,
morning, sir.
Hyderabad,
Good
morning, right? You are
Yes,
from
sir.
Hyderabad, if I understand correctly.
Yes, sir.
And you're also not one of those characters who can go and take part in the WWF. All right? So one of the main concerns what your parents might have, what happens to my son if he falls sick in HIMT? Have you ever felt that way, that you are not being looked after, your health is not anybody's concern? How do you react to this particular statements probably from your home people?
Sir, in HMT we have a 24/7 service, sir. We have a doctor, we have a nurse to look into us.
Okay.
And sir, coming to the physical fitness, sir, we have morning muster, we have exercises daily. So no need to worry about our health in HMT, sir. We will get hygienic food.
Okay. Have you been getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. Good. Good, Lokesh. So in effect, that you do not miss, that you're not being looked after, or you're not missing home, you're not feeling homesick. You've been away for what, about 2.5 months before you went back home. So probably you'll have to come back. Has it prepared you to step on board and be an independent human being on board?
Yes, sir. Okay. Sir, when I came to HIMT the first day, what I feel was it was different states from the people. There are different people from different states. Can I mingle with them or not? But after, sir, after that, I feel that when I get step into HIMT, all the cadets are all are one, sir. Then they will teach us how to mingle with them and how to be with them. Everything.
All right. Right.
Very nice, sir. I actually feel very good being in the HIMT.
Good, Lokesh. Thank you so much. May I now request Captain Subash Nambiya. Captain Subash.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. You being the course in charge of the BSc Nautical Science, and having sailed out at sea, now being ashore, mentoring the youngsters, as Mr. Ganapati Rao put a little bit of light on the opportunities ashore. Can you throw a little light on the opportunities ashore for a young man who's stepping on board as a cadet, and probably he will start wearing the 4 stripes, what you and I are wearing after about 10 to 12 years? If he wants to change track, like a train changes the track, is the life going to be derailed, or it is going to be a smooth transition? Over to you, Captain Subash.
Right, sir. Good morning, one and all who is present here, and a heartfelt and warm welcome to all the parents as well as the aspirating students, those who are willing to join shipping and come for this webinar. Well, there is a lot of opportunities are available in this shipping field in all the categories, and especially from the deck side, since I am been a course in charge for the BSc Nautical Science and is sailed out at sea as a master. And I'll tell you one thing, there is a lot of jobs are available in the shore. After you become a master, you can become a marine superintendent in any of the shipping companies, whether it is a ownership company or maybe a management companies. And you can get a job in the dry docks for the shipbuilding yards. You can take job in the government sector, especially in DG shipping, MMDs, the port operations, and of course the classification societies. You can take a job in a maritime training institute as a faculty like me, and of some of my colleagues, those who have taken a training job. And you can go for your further studies, and with your experience as a master out at sea, you can be a marine arbitrator, or you can simply say that I'm a marine lawyer. And you can, of course, you can work in marine insurance experts, and you can take a job in marine pilots. So there are a lot of jobs are available for the deck side, as well as in the engine side, as my colleague has already told. Right, sir.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Captain Subash. Not but the least, we have one more from the GME, Mr. Aaron Fernandez. Aaron, where are you from?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Where are you from?
Sir, I'm from Mumbai.
You are again another Mumbaiker.
Yes, sir.
Are you originally from Mumbai or from the Goa, the exotic place?
My mom is from Goa, so yeah, I have
Okay.
somewhat roots.
So you have connections in Goa. Are you not missing Goa now that you have come to HIMT to do your course, Aaron?
Not at all, sir. Actually, I rarely go to Goa, so and I don't miss home also because I prefer being outside the house. Like I'm more of an outdoor person than a home person. So
Okay. Now you have done all your studies in a metropolis like a Mumbai, where this place is totally cut off from the city. We are in the outskirts of Chennai, though we do have a green ambience, making it as a nice campus. I'm quite sure you agree to that fact,
absolutely, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
But at the same time, there are things which you need after your class hours to keep yourself busy. How do you do that? You can't. I'm quite sure you're not. When you say you're an outdoor person, you need something to keep yourself occupied, to sweat it out, to get your stress levels to a barest minimum. How do you do that, Aaron?
Sir, our college has facilities like a swimming pool. We also have a gymnasium, and we have a volleyball court. We have a football ground. We also have a separate ground where the people play cricket or something like that, or any other sport that we want to. So we have a music room. Um, so I think all these things are enough for us, for me to be, like just to sweat it out basically.
All
So
right.
yes, sir.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you.
So the time what you have spent so far in the campus, away from home, has not been a waste in your life.
Absolutely not, sir. I would say right now, after coming from Chennai, after coming back, I would say only one thing that I want to go back. I don't want to stay at home and I want to be there because, sir, the disciplined life that we lived over there is always what I long for. At home, we do whatever we want. We get up at our own time. We eat food at our own time. But in college, it was not like that, sir. Everything had a specific time. Everything was disciplined, and we got to do everything in the day. Like our day was complete. It was not that we missed out on a part of the day, whether it is our curriculars, whether it is our any other extracurricular activities like sports or fitness or anything as such. So yes, sir.
Okay.
Days in HMD were fulfilled, like they're complete. I say.
Right. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks so much.
Thank you, sir.
Now, may I request one more colleague of mine, Sabil, to give his overview. He has also been a sailor. He is now a faculty. He has been motivating quite a lot of our cadets. So I give you the space for about a few minutes. Otherwise, you will go on for the next 1 hour. I don't have that kind of a time, Sabil. But give them an overview as maybe sum it up as what exactly your impressions. Why should someone choose a carrier like a merchant navy? And what actually brings out in you? That I think that's the most important thing.
Yes, sir. Good morning, my seniors, colleagues, respected parents and students. As all my senior colleagues have spoken, I would like to express what I have gained as a seafarer, and at this age, this generation, why the parents choose this course or a profession for your kids. I'm coming from a north part of Kerala called Kannur. Even though I was good in studies, to be honest, the career guidance, consultancy, guidance and all was not much there over. But I was fortunate enough to travel on a passenger ship at the age of 12, which shuttles between Cochin and Minikoi. And that particular day when I travel, I have decided that this is going to be my life, my profession. I had no idea about which course to take, what to do. Then I have started, learning about this career, different career, different departments of the ship and all. Finally, end up choosing BSc Nautical Science. So sailed on ships for more than 10 years. I've been associated with HIMT for the last 3-4 years. Gentlemen, this career is a combination of discipline plus adventure. Most of the time when you're looking for an adventurous career, there's always a lack of discipline. You might lose your discipline, you might lose a disciplined lifestyle, yeah, but you'll be focusing only on adventure. Here, you will be taking on mighty oceans, you will be seeing different parts of the world. At the same time, you will be living a life with so much of discipline. You will be trained and molded to comply with the regulations. So as a citizen of any country, people will admire you. Yeah. For example, I'll say, I cannot cross, a red signal on a traffic, even though 2 o'clock in the morning where there is no traffic. So my friends will say, Zabil, just cross. I can't do it because in my brain, it has been, my seniors have been trained me in such a way, and I've been following so many rules and regulations. I'm always law abiding. Number 2, gentlemen, the travel part. People say that, if you have money, you can travel the world and all. Why you have to choose a profession just for traveling? Gentlemen, when you have money, you will be traveling the ecstatic places of the world. I have been to places where even if you have money, you can't. I've been to Somalia, I've been to Eritrea, I've been to Djibouti, Yemen, Sudan, the places where people live with sorrow, sadness, poverty. The same time I've been to Las Vegas, Miami, San Francisco, California, Amsterdam, the place where you have all the fun and, leisure. So by being in these 2 different situations, your eyes opens up, you have a broader view of life, the discrimination, the racism, all these things which has been infected, you've been infected with, everything will wash off. Last but not the least, dear parents, in this generation, the biggest worry of all the parents is when you send your kids away from your home, what happens? Because this new generation, there's a big threat with possession and consumption of drugs and this and all. Parents, you have to understand that we follow so much of regulations. By rule, the consumption and possession of drugs on board, we have a zero tolerance towards it, and we put an awareness on our kids, and we have unannounced tests of all this frequently, and we build them and mold them in such a way, that fitness and health is more of a conscious. And I myself, I'm 34 years old, still, fit more than a lot of youngsters. I take care of my health, stay away from all these drugs and, nonsenses. And I'm very proud and happy to select this career, gentlemen. Please welcome parents. Without any fear, you can send your kids to Merchant Navy. And students, most welcome to join Merchant Navy.
Thanks, Zabil. That's a very refreshing talk from a little bit away from what it is. That sort of a motivation is very much required these days, especially during these times where people have been confined to their homes, not out of choice, but out of force, which is not a very, very comforting thought at that time, and people start wondering. And before we move on to a few of the questions which have come, I must answer those questions. Number 1, as far as the sea profession is concerned, though I'm not going to take up that particular question, sky is the limit no matter which sort of stream you take up, whether it is an ETO, whether it is a GP. GP rating, you normally join the ship as a, a deck rating or an engine rating. But nobody stops you from moving up the ladder to become the master or a chief engineer of a ship. And that is true for each and every position on board. There are people who have sailed as engineers out at sea. Now they are holding positions, owning ships. They are ship owners. There are people who have been working on board a ship as a master. Here they are ship owners, barge owners. One of my batchmates is running a shipping company in Bombay. So to answer the question of anyone who has got, what is my future if I take this particular stream? It's in your hands. And today, the avenues are plenty. You have plenty of education to reskill yourself in terms of an MBA, in terms of a PhD, to walk into, to move into, to change your track into any aspects of shipping. Shipping is a tradition which has been there for centuries, and it is going to be there for centuries because the cargoes have to move. The ships have to move, and you need seafarers. To come back to the present situation, to give you an overview, the BSc and the BTech, as we said, we do it under the aegis of Indian Maritime University. IMU has just announced there will not be any CET. We would go only by the norms, but you would have to register with IMU as a registered student, which is mandatory for joining HIMT. The norms, the 60% marks in the PCM is good enough with the English what is prevalent. When the course will start for the BSc and BTech, we will have to wait for the indication from IMU as well as the Director General of Shipping. The GME, which is conducted by us, we hope to start by the 1st of October. The next course of ETO, we are likely to start on the 1st of September. And the GP course, the next one, we are waiting some sort of a direction from the Director General of Shipping, which is again under their purview. So far as the fee structures are concerned, everything has got a different fee structure. You approach into the particular one. How do you go about? Suppose you want to join a GME. All you have to do is you get into our website, you get your student ID, pay the nominal amount. You will be called for an online test and an online interaction. It's not a very, what do you call, a rocket science which you cannot max. You should be able to join, and within a day you can become a bona fide student of HIMT. The classes to start with, till the situation becomes normal, as you all know, till the 31st of August, the Tamil Nadu government has continued the lockdown, so we would not be able to open up the college. But at the same time, as we have been conducting online classes for all the courses, we would continue to conduct classes the moment we start. Just to share it with you all, the present GME batch, which we started 2 months back, the boys have not seen the college and we have not seen the boys, but the classes have been going on. And secondly, there is also a question about why should I pay the fees? Is there anything called a free lunch in this world? I do not think so. Nobody gives you anything free. But at the same time, you must understand this as you have listened to various boys. The infrastructure, what we have created when you come in to do the practicals, there is no way you can move away from the practicals because we call this the maritime education and training. The training aspect of it is very important. So at the end of the day, you will have to come here. We have to maintain that. It also takes money, time, and energy to conduct classes online. So we need the fees. When you book your seat, we are not telling you to pay 100%. We expect you to make the booking with 50,000 rupees. But before the course starts, we expect you and we request you to pay the fees because we also need to we have to pay the faculty. We have to have the maintenance team. We need to maintain the infrastructure. As you all know, that takes time. Now, probably the floor is open. In case you have any questions, specific questions to ask, you may raise your hand and you will be unmuted and you can ask your questions, showing yourself and introducing yourself. Are there any questions from anyone? If any questions which are not answered by me so far, what you have put down? Yes, may I request Shani Shiju to be unmuted? Lifin, can you unmute and put the focus on Shiju? Lifin, can you focus on Shiju, please?
They're doing that. They're doing that.
Yeah,
Yes, we have to start his video.
All right. Shiju, you are free to talk. If you could switch on the video and then talk, please.
I think some network issues. I think he seems to have dropped out.
Yeah, I know. Is there anyone else who would like any questions to be answered? Now to fill in the gap, probably may now request Captain Subramaniam to give an overview of how the progression takes place in either of the branches to, just sort of till we get somebody to ask any questions or something like that. If you join as a deck cadet or the trainee marine engineer.
Yeah, sure, sir. All right. So the journey of this interesting career at sea starts in the pre-sea level. All the candidates, whether on the deck or on the engine side or the catering side, they have to undergo something what is called as a pre-sea training. As the name suggests, it is before you go to the sea, that training is what is called as a pre-sea training. So depending on the stream what you select, so we have a 3 years BSc Nautical Science that gives you a BSc Nautical Science degree. And on the engineering side, we also have what is called as a BTech Marine Engineering. That is, you get a BTech degree up once you finish your 4 years at sea. We also take the candidates who are already got the engineering graduates, and that 1 year course is what is called as a graduate marine engineer, or in the short form we call it as GME. You had heard of some of the candidates from GME speaking in this webinar earlier. Now that is a pre-sea training. So let's first talk about the deck side. So here we finish this 3 years BSc Nautical Science training in the campus. Then they proceed out to sea. They have to finish at least a minimum of 1 year at sea. That is what is called as a sea time in our lingo. So you finish that 1 year at sea, then you step down, and we have to give some mandatory examinations. Those mandatory examinations are governed under DG shipping circulars, DG shipping regulations. So the certificate what you get after that is valid all over India, all over the world. So that is for the deck side. The first step what you do is when you finish off that training, you take over a job on the ship as a third officer. Then you put in more sea time. Again, it's all regulated by DG shipping. So after putting a stipulated number of time, you can again step ashore and again join these colleges, Maritime Training College, and what is called as a post-sea training. That is, after you join the sea, then you are doing these trainings. Those are called post-sea competency trainings. So once we do that, once we finish that, you become a chief officer. Then again, we have to put in some more sea time at sea and wait for promotion, because the company again judges you whether you're ready for promotion, whether you need more sea time, more training, and stuff like that. And once you become a chief officer, then you become you are in the management level officer on board a ship, where you're responsible for handling the people on board, and also regarding the safety, security, and also cargo handling responsibilities are handled over. Furthermore, you put in more sea time, and then we get on shore for another course, what is called as advanced ship management. that is the prestigious captain's course. So once a candidate clears the captain's course, he gets a competency of certificate as a master. That is like he's eligible to sail world over. That's why we call him foreign going. So it's called as master foreign going course, and then he is eligible to become a master of a ship. Something similar happens on the engine side also. So a trainee cadet first goes on board the ship as an engineering cadet. He has to finish at least a minimum of 1 year on board a ship. Subsequently, he gets down, he clears examinations of what is called as a class 4, the engine side. Then again, once he becomes a class 4, he can join the ship as a 5th engineer or 4th engineer. He has to put in more sea time. After a period of more of time, presently that is about 18 months, he can get back again to the Maritime Training Center, which is doing post-sea courses. And then he does what is called as a class 2 examination. Post which he is eligible to go on board a ship as a second engineer. He has to wait his time, of course, till the company promotes him to second engineer. And there is one more step, one more exam called as a class 1 examination, which entitles him to become a chief engineer. So he joins back again, depending on the rank what he's got, depending on sea time what he's got, and the company would based on his performance on board, promote him to become a chief engineer on board a ship. So that's an overall progression of a candidate from a cadet to a master or a chief engineer.
Thanks, Captain Subra. And to add to what he said, as I mentioned even earlier, nothing stops you from becoming a master or a chief engineer, even if you pursue a GP rating course. You don't have to be disheartened. Okay, you don't join as a cadet, but you join as a rating. Probably you will have to complete that requisite number of years out at sea. You get your watchkeeping certificate and you move on with life. You can appear for the same examination as the second mates and masters, or a class 4, class 2, or a class 1 as an engineer officers to move forward. And I use that word again and again. Sky is the limit for anybody who has got that ambition to grow. There's nothing is going to stop you. Apart from these 5 courses, that's one ETO, your GME, your BSc and the BTech, the GP. As I mentioned, this is something which we have not talked about so far. It is an orientation course for the catering personnel who would like to sail on board. Obviously, on board a ship, someone has to feed you. It's still not true that we are working with what do you call a TV meal and pushing it into the microwave oven. But you do get hot meals for the benefit of those. So we do have a catering department, we have a cook, and we have people to serve the food over there. So we do have a sort of an orientation course coming with a diploma or a degree from the hotel management. That is a course which is not a very long one. With the safety security courses, it runs for about a month. And then you are eligible to join. Even though the present pandemic time, a lot of cruise ships are being laid off thanks to the social norms. But it's only a question of time before they sail on the high seas, taking passengers of 4,000, 5,000. There are big enough ships. And where the number of crew is also more, where the opportunities are also in abundance, in plenty. I hope that I have answered most of the questions. Is there anything else that you would like to ask? You can go ahead. Somebody has raised their hand. Someone raised a hand.
Yes, sir. Rohan Garg.
Yeah, he is I think one of those candidates whom I had interviewed. Yeah, you can. Yes, Rohan.
Yeah. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Yes, sir. Since IMCT paper is cancelled, can you clear me once again? How can I get admission in HIMT?
All you have to do is fill up your form, pay up the booking amount, and you become a bona fide student. But make sure your IMU, your admission, you have already registered yourself, because that registration is a must.
Okay, so basically I have to pay booking amount.
That's it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
As I mentioned to you, even during that period, if you make use of this window period, you also get a discount, Rohan.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right. Thanks. Thanks, Rohan. See you soon.
Yes.
Two more people have raised their hands, Subram.
Yes, sir. The next.
Probably I have time for them. Rahul Giri.
Yeah, Rahul Giri. Rahul, you're there?
No? Somebody else?
No, sir. Rahul has again dropped out.
Okay, fine. Probably we just have time for a couple of more questions if they are around. I can't see anything in the chat box as well as nor anything has been directed. Okay. Maybe I can ask one of these boys, Aaron, is there anything else that you would like to add a little more than what we have said so far to the boys who are like cats on the wall now, whether to jump this side or that side? What you would like to tell them? You have to unmute yourself. You're still muted. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, all I would like to say is, I think you all should you all should join the Merchant Navy only if you're willing to be disciplined. If you all have a mindset of not being disciplined, then I think, I'm sorry to be on the negative part, but I think this course is not for you.
Okay. Now to add what Aaron said, even if you have a disinclination to being disciplined, I would still force you to come and join because we'll make you disciplined. Because when you become a disciplined man, you grow in life. That is probably something which Aaron missed out saying. Anshuman. Can I get Anshuman?
Yes. Yes, sir.
What more do you would like to tell these boys?
I would like to say if you're joining BTech Marine Engineering, you just have to wait until Mr. IVR or Mr. VGR takes your class. You'll know what is marine engineering on the first day of the class and in the first sentence of the class.
So probably he is referring to two of my colleagues. One is Mr. Ganapati Rao and one is Mr. I. Venkatramana. Both very senior chief engineers with having years of sailing experience as well as the shore experience. It's not only they teach you to, to be a good engineer, a marine engineer, they make you a better human being as well. Now, I have one question in front of me. After booking my seat, is there any chance not to get admission, sir? May I request Liffin to highlight Jibin Mon. Jibin? Yeah, Jibin?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me, what do you want to know?
Sir, I only have 60% in physics, chemistry, maths, so I am afraid that not getting a seat.
So long you have 60%, you can prove it with your mark sheet that you have cleared the hurdle of the entry, that is 60%. Why should you be worried? We don't want 60.1, we want a minimum of 60. So long it is not 59.9, it is perfectly all right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay? All right. Now, I think Aaron raised his hand. Maybe you want to add something more, Aaron Fernandez? You wanted to add something more? You have to unmute yourself. Yes?
Yes.
Tell me, Aaron.
Yes, sir. Sir, one more thing that I wanted to add was the type of education that we are getting compared to what I learned in my degree college. Sir. Like in our degree colleges, we were more theory based, and understanding machines was way more difficult.
Okay. Fine.
Hello.
Yeah, Aaron.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. There's a network issue, sir.
Fine. No issues at all. No problems. And
Yes, sir. So the difference.
yeah, go ahead.
The difference in the what do you say? The type of teaching that we got in HIMT was more practical oriented. So it was easy for us to understand the machines that we are going to work on. So one of our professors very rightly says that when you go on the ship, it is like you look at the tiger in the jungle. And when
Okay.
you're learning in the class, you're looking at the tiger like the way you're looking at it on TV. And when you learn in the lab, you learn it, you look at it like as if you're looking at it in the zoo. So,
All right.
yes, sir. So that's it.
Okay. Thanks, Aaron. And thanks, everyone. And maybe we revert to gallery view. I must thank all you guys, my students, my colleagues, for having spent about the time to give an overview of the merchant navy per se. 1 hour is too short a period to give you all the experience of what you will gain in this. But one thing I can promise you, you join this course, you join Merchant Navy, you are in for exciting times for the rest of your lives. No matter whether you are ashore or on board. It's one life full of fun, adventure, exhilarating experience, and a pot full of money which all you guys want at any given point of time. It comes automatically. So, I mean, you have to love your profession, and if you're going to get paid for it, what more do you want in life? I think that's the best thing what you can look for. Please do tune in for another webinar next to Saturday at 10 o'clock. We will get back to you with the logging in link. In between, you have any questions, anytime about fees, about the duration, about the placement, how the education, online teaching, how is it going to be? Feel free to get back to us. You can also get back to any one of us. Send us your email. We will give you all the possible answers and hope to see all of you in our college in the days to come. And here are the boys. Some of them are going to be stepping on board. Some of them you will see them over here. So if they have told something which is not correct, you can always catch them in person. Thank you all. God bless you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and goodbye. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, Subra.
Thank you, sir.
All right. And maybe the participants amongst us, we will join in our regular thing. I will put it in this so that we meet for a few minutes for a recap. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Good luck.